Hey guys, hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. It's Boris here for video number 8, and this is part 4 in how we were able to build a business without any outside funding. And today I want to talk to you guys about hard work, sacrifice, and just overall time commitment. One of the things that we really, I believe, had going our way when we started this journey is that we were willing to put as much time as it took and sacrifice as much as possible to win and to get it right. And the analogy I like to kind of bring up, especially when talking about entrepreneurship, um, is is something along the lines of imagine yourself when you first put on a pair of ice skates and and you went on the ice, whether you were young or maybe for some of us were a little bit older. Remember that feeling, where you had absolutely no control. You probably fell a couple of times, and it just overall was a pretty uncomfortable experience. And as you kept, showing up and skating more and practicing more, you got better. And I think entrepreneurship and business in general are quite similar. Anytime you, especially when it's your first, second, or third time, anytime you get into a new project or get into a new business or get into an area that you're maybe not as familiar, um, it's gonna take as much time to really get a feel for it. Um, so that's why it's super super important, in my opinion, in the early stages, which is what we've done, is we've just committed our whole lives to it. A lot of people talk about this work-life balance, and I think it's important, perhaps, to some extent, but for us, it was non-existent. Um, we'd work during the day, we'd get a workout in, do something active, and then we'd work at night. Spend a lot of time in coffee shops, and just really, I'd say 95% of our day was consumed by work, and it's a little bit difficult. There's a lot of events, there's family, there's people that want your attention, and it's always, I guess, somewhat of an internal battle. But from our standpoint, we simply decided we're not going out, we're not doing any events unless it's um, something really important, mostly family and really really close friends. It got to a point where like we would stop receiving invites from certain people to attend certain events because they would know the answer is no. And we really went into this like hermit stage. And for us, and one of the things I think is important to note is that you really have to love the challenge or the opportunity or what you're working on, because if you don't, and if you don't find it exciting and rewarding, and if you're not finding these small wins and satisfactions and putting in the work every single day, I don't think you're going to be able to skip Friday night when all your friends show up for an event, or I don't think you're going to be able to, skip a bunch of weekends where people are going up to the cottage. That time is valuable, and I think what worked for us is, we sacrificed a lot, and by sacrificing, we were able to speed up that learning process as much as we can, and essentially get to kind of where we are. Um, so yeah, this point number 4, which is work really hard, sacrifice a lot. Sacrifice the short term, knowing that in a year and 2 and 3, it's all going to be worthwhile. The parties are still going to be there, the events are still going to be there, and if you think about it, when you do have late night out, at least for me, I don't really feel 100% the next day. Lack of sleep, you might have a slight hangover, and I don't think you can have as a productive of a work day the following day if you go out. So it's really, really important to get a good night's sleep, not have a late night, and just be ready to learn, grow, and crush another good day of work. Um, Weekends used to be my favorite times. I just pull up to a coffee shop and just sit there and get some work done. And I think it's really important, especially in the early stages, to have that dedication to this. And I'm afraid that a lot of people that get involved, they simply don't put in enough work. Weekend comes around, they go out Fridays, they go out Saturdays. Sundays is pretty much a write off if you're going out Friday and Saturday. And 2 3 days out of the week to have a full write-off is a pretty big chunk of time. So I think it's really important that if you do want to take the commitment, you fully accept and determine what you're comfortable with sacrificing, and have that conversation with those around you, because sacrifice and putting in that time, especially in the early stages, is really important. Um, yeah, so I've rambled on here a little more than I probably should have, but hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye.